Hi, my creatives. This is Cricket, and there's no way to keep her off of the table until you've given her some lovin's and let her look at the YouTube. So that's what she's doing, and while she's doing that, I'm going to explain today's video. So I'm going to show you one of the new stamp sets that they have in the new spring catalog, and one of the free papers that you get when you order $50 or more from either the new catalog or the old catalog. And this is the sample of what they look like, the first set of papers I'm showing you. Sorry about her tail, but that's the way it is. This is my life. Welcome to it. She figured out that YouTube has a cat videos. There it is. It's called Celebration, and this is the catalog that will show you the free stuff. So you get it free when you order $50 worth of stuff. It's really pretty. I'm going to use one of those today, and I'm using a stamp set that comes from the mini catalog. Now, Stampin' Up! Has changed things a little bit. Excuse me. Stampin' Up! Has changed things just a little bit with how they're doing their catalogs and their celebration catalogs. So I'm going to bring up the page where this particular stamp set is in. I think it's, I have to go to the back to look at it. So you see in the back they have all the stamp sets, and you can look them up that way alphabetically and then find the page where they're sort of featured. So we're trying to negotiate that with Cricket sitting on the side. Now this desk is not very big, so it's quite funny. So here it is, and there's one side. It's a completely different stamp set there. And then here's the other side using this stamp set, and it's a bundle, which you save 10% on. And you get a stamp set and dies. And these are some of the examples that you could do. I'm going to sort of I'm going to do what they call case, which is take a design and sort of tweak it a little bit. And the first thing is I'm going to use garden green cardstock, a pink cardstock. I don't remember the name of that one, but flirty flamingo paper. Ink, and of course Whisper White, which is now going to be basic white because they're changing their cardstock to that. The company that made Whisper White had to close because of COVID, and now I'm just checking to see if I want to change it, but no, I'm going to stay with garden green. Now, I do try to do things that are easy most of the time, but today I wanted to bring it up a notch. And it takes a little while to do this, but I'm going to go really, really quickly. Everything is sort of pumped up with the fast forward button. So 5.5 is, at first I was going to score it, and then I decided, no, I'm going to cut it at 5.5 and score it at 4.25. And then I'm going to, excuse me, asthma's been kicking in lately. Then I'm going to do the other card. First I fold it because I want to see if I can get a better fold on it. It doesn't work out, so then I just cut it. You see, I try to negotiate that, and I just am not, it's not working for me, so I cut it down to 4 inches by 5.25 inches. And then I'm going to emboss this one. And I'm going to show you the embossing folder in a second after I get that out of the way. Let's see. Okay, it's called Ornate Floral Embossing Folder. I'll turn it around for you. There it is. Yep, it's a real pretty one for Valentine's Day too. I like this one. It's got a nice deep embossing. It's going to go right on top. I'm going to put some dimensionals on that, and that's going to pop up. Now we have to play a little bit with the stamps and the dies, and I do a little maneuvering, and this is part of the process. So first I'm going to stamp out the 6 petaled stamp with some Flirty Flamingo, and then I want to use the dies for the flowers and the leaves, and I go through where I die cut the leaves out, but then I attach them and then cut them out so they sort of have like an embossed look to them in a way. And I go really fast through that because that can be an annoying process. I'm using some adhesive sheets. I wanted to see if maybe, so there's 2 ways you could do that. You can put glue on the dyed cut pieces, or you can put the adhesive sheets on your cardstock and then die cut them, and then you're not really worried about getting glue all over the place. It's up to you on how you want to do it. So, excuse me. Taking into account all of what I got hanging around here, trying to see what I have. I just get so confused. So we take off a sheet, and on the sheet is going to be the sticker. We take the sticker and we put it to the back of the cardstock that I'm going to cut. Then when everything's die cut, you can take off this safety sheet, and your paper is going to be sticky. Very easy. So, one of the things I did is I put the leaves. I did the leaves and the backing on there. When I say backing, I mean the backing to the leaf, because I took the die cut, pasted it onto the sheet, and then cut it out by hand so that it have like this little ridging to it. If you go up close to the paper, to the photograph, you'll see what I'm talking about. Almost there. Okay, so I'm using my Take Your Pick tool. I'm going to pop out the die cut and take out all the excess. A little easier to do it when you use your Take Your Pick tool and stick it into the little holes, and that way you can grab the paper without it ripping. Just better all around. See, and there on the back is the sticky tape. You just take off the protective coating, and then you can lay it down onto the cardstock. And then I'm going to use my scissors and hand cut that out. So fussy cut that. And it'll look like it's 3-dimensional. Of course, I don't cut this quickly and this accurately on my own. Alrighty. So these are just, I really just want the leaves. I don't really care if they stay on the stem. I don't have to worry about the stem staying long. I'm not sure how I'm going to use them. Obviously, I'm putting them under the flowers, but I'm going to keep them as long as I possibly can. So here's the pink paper. I wish I remembered which one it is. Sometimes I take the things off and I don't remember the names of the paper. Could be Flirty Flamingo. I don't know. Rococo Rose. That's a possibility. I think I got more Rococo Rose than Flirty Flamingo. And so I die cut out the stamped pieces. It turns out I really didn't need to do that because I'm only going to use an outline. Just like I did with the leaf, I'm going to use the outline on top of a white one, but I did it anyway. So now I have extra pieces. I'm just going to put them on the side. It is what it is. What can I tell you? But you shall see in a second how that comes out. See? The little outlines. So I have two outlines. I have the smaller, narrow ones, and I have the wider ones. So I'm using the narrower ones. And we're going to glue that on. And I'm not worried about gluing the whole thing on, so I'm just going to put glue on the center. I don't care if the petals really stick up from that. That's fine with me. All right, so I'm just re-hitting that one. I'm not going to use that one because obviously I'm not going to get that correct stamped. So, like I said before, it's a really narrow disc that I'm using. So, clean off my stamp, and I'm going to die cut these out just like I did the first stamps. There they are. And now I'm going to glue the narrow outlines to these three flowers. I'm going to save the other ones. They'll go on the side. And I'm just concerned with the centers as I put them down. Now, one of the things that a lot of people get a little concerned with is the fact that lining up the die cuts with a stamped image, especially with these things, it can be difficult to see. There's a petal that has three little ridges in it, and that's the one I look for. Some people put marks on their dies. It doesn't matter to me which way the mark is, because once I die cut it, I still have to go through this process of figuring out where it goes. Now I'm using a long dimensionals. We have these, and I just find it easier to use that. And, maybe it's wasteful. I don't know. I'm going to stamp out my sentiment, which is "You Make Me So Happy," which I love this stamp. This is a stamp that was designed by one of the other demonstrators, and she reached a particular amount. She got to make her own stamp set, which I thought was pretty cool. And I went really fast because I just find a straight edge and go around. And I'm going to put on the dimensionals here too. Like I said, I like these long ones for this. And I'm using a 3x3 inch piece of the free cardstock that I got for having a $50 order. There we go. Isn't it cute? And then I'm going to lay out. When you lay out and you have so many dimensions going, you want to figure out where do you need to add, and sometimes you have to double up on your dimensionals so that it pops the one part up. You see, I use glue for the places where I didn't have to worry about having a dimensional. And this is where I'm adding in my leaves, and I'm taking off the backing, and I'm using glue dots to adhere them into their little space. There we go. And we're almost done. I hope you enjoyed this. Wait for the little photo embellishment at the end. It shows you. I use Wink Stella for my petals. Yes, of course. Little sparkle going there. If there's anything that you would like, if you would want a catalog, or if you want to join me when I make my paper pumpkin, I hope you will. My site is creativemix.stampinup.net if you're interested, hopefully. And we'll see you again next time. Bye!